Outdoor adventure sports usually take a lot of gear, and I have a bit of a problem of choosing just one sport. Hey guys, my name is Marshall. This is my Vandoit live model where I work remotely for the company I started, Vestigo, where we're building the future of virtual reality adventure experiences that we're using for remote team building. And I can do it all from the road, right out of the Vandoit. There's kind of two sides that we're building. We have the action adventure sport side where we're trying to work with some of the world's top athletes to actually allow us to digitally recreate a part of their journey, their story in virtual reality. And then on the other side is the virtual reality component, everything that we need to build and the people we need to meet to make the VR side happen. And especially in a time that's really hard to meet people in person, being able to live out of the van, it's really easy. I don't have to stay on friends' couches or in hotels, and a lot of the meetings that we have are in an outdoor adventure context. So it's been really great to still be able to meet, interact with all those people that we're working with at Vestigo instead of just a Zoom call. So it's been a perfect tool for being able to still have those in-person meetings in a safe outdoor context, kind of like here in Telluride. So for the past 2 months, I've been living full-time and working remotely out of this, and it was really supposed to be a 2-month thing. I still have an apartment back in Atlanta that I'm splitting with the roommates, and I'm almost at the end of those 2 months, and I honestly kind of want to stay out here. It's been amazing. For one, it's given me a chance to see a part of the country that I've never been able to live in, a part of the country that I've also considered moving to, a lot of these places, and actually been able to feel like a local, staying in a place for a few weeks at a time, without having to just up and move to a city that I don't have any experience at. I really like kind of challenging my perceived limits in learning the first stages of a sport until I get to the point where it's kind of intermediate advanced and I would have to start doing stuff that is kind of borderline dangerous to really progress from there. So I really like the learning stage of new sports, which is just turned into having way too much gear and way too many sports, and the van has been an amazing way to both have a place to live, a vehicle to drive, and a place to keep all of that gear. But I just have a ton of gear hanging here, everything from, I've got, let's see, backpacking bags for all kinds of stuff, my climbing gear, it's like all the way back in there, I can't really see it, snowboarding bag, helmet, mountain bike stuff, snowboarding boots, harness, kiteboarding bar. The really awesome thing about having 2 seats as well is that I can take a bunch of passengers, but of course I can still use this for storage with, this is my paraglider right here, so harness and the wing, which is crazy that I can literally fit an aircraft in a van, which is pretty nuts. It only takes up a seat. Cabinets, right now, most of that is closed. Of course, a couple cooking things down here. I've got a lot of my gloves hanging here. This thing will turn any frozen meal from Walmart or Kroger into like a gourmet meal. Huge fan of an air fryer. Pop-up sink right here. In the back, there's a ton of stuff shoved back there. The cool thing about everything back here is a ton of slide systems, so it actually slides out the doors. Mountain bike back there. I've got all my whitewater kayak gear with a paddle. And then there's a shower in the back corner. Of course, it is an outdoor shower, so you definitely have to embrace your inner Wim Hof in the winter, but there is a hot water heater, so that makes it much more doable and enjoyable, but I kind of like just keeping it off, and cold water just kind of wakes you up in the morning, so it's kind of nice. But I really needed something for the Paramotor because it's kind of hard to fit that inside and it would just make the van smell like gasoline. So this whole rack system has been awesome. This is the Paramotor under here, which is crazy how it's like literally an airplane on a van. And then this swings out to the side so that I can still open the doors and get everything out. This, which is one of my Paramotor wings, that just kind of fits in there. Usually I have my snowboard hanging up here, but we just went snow cutting today. We were packing up kind of fast, so I didn't put that away how I used to. Shower right there, hot water heater. This is my extra tank of water, so I've got 2 6-gallon tanks so that I can keep a spare one and change them out pretty easily. Specialized mountain bike right here, all my whitewater kayak gear, and then some climbing gear under that as well. And then a bunch of miscellaneous things on the side, extra duffel bags over there. Got a windsock right here as well, so I can actually put this on the roof with an extendable pole. And when I'm paragliding, especially with the motor, when I come in to land by the van, I can see what the wind direction is, because you always want to land into the wind. So that's pretty sweet. And the van acts as a perfect windsock with how tall it is. And yeah, a lot of stuff in a small space. So there's no way I could fit all this in, a regular vehicle. And before the van, I would just be constantly doing weekend trips up to Chattanooga, or kind of the surrounding areas of Atlanta, which is where I'm from, and just bringing whatever I needed for that particular sport. But it's been really nice having a van that I can not only haul all the gear in, but I can park and work right next to the mountain, and in the afternoon go rock climbing or go on a hike, or in the morning, like for instance this morning the winds were amazing, so we were able to camp pretty close to the spot that we were kiteboarding, and just happened to have my kiteboarding stuff. Just bringing a ton of kiteboard stuff would totally get in the way if I had a small vehicle, but I kind of forget about it. It's just on the roof, and when I need it, it's there. So one really cool thing about the van as well is that it's a conversation starter for really awesome people who probably share your similar interests and passion for vans to come up and ask questions about what you're doing, where you're traveling, what the van is. And it's been a really awesome way to meet some really incredible people. It's really empowered a life that's less about the destination and rushing towards that destination, and more about making the most of the journey along the way.